How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
I'm not clear. How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.
is the end. There's a noise inside my head of crying people facing death. Is this the end? Is this the end? Oh, I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the stone. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the stone. This is the final scene of
We're going to war against James Lindsay. You keep James Lindsay up at night. I got to come and visit you in his head where you live rent free. I got to come and visit Carlin. Knock, knock. We're inside James Lindsay's brain. We're inside Chris Rufo and James Lindsay's brain where she has taken up a residence there permanently. And she's performing. She's doing shows there. She got a 10-year contract to do her talk show. No, but thank you very much. You're right. The left is going to come back pretty.
He's calling out cults and conspiracies wild. Gnostic sects, cults, and theories compiled. But one question's raised and it's block on the spot. No room for dissent in the world he's got. But the crowd starts to laugh and they're starting to see a whole lot of words that just don't agree. Oh, Emperor James, are you feeling the breeze? Might wanna look down, see what's caught at the knee. He's the Emperor with no clothes, strutting around like nobody knows, shouting loud, thinking he's wise, but he's bearing it all to everyone's eyes. He's the Emperor, yeah, with no disguise. Slipped down by his own price. Your fat is an intellectual line. Oprah's got mind control, powers divine. He's calling Saint Michael the devil in charge and telling the Catholics they got it too large. Oh, James, don't you know it's a tricky game when you're calling out folks but you're doing the same. You say it's the truth only you understand, but the crowd's got a mirror showing just where you stand. He's the Emperor with no clothes, strutting around like nobody knows, shouting loud, thinking he's wise, but he's bearing it all to everyone's eyes. He's the Emperor, yeah, with no disguise, stripped down by his own pride. Start to fade and the truth comes around. His theories unravel like threads on the ground. The court starts to giggle, the people all cheer, for the emperor's naked, the truth's finally here. He's the emperor with no clothes, strutting around like nobody knows, shouting loud, thinking he's wise, but he's bearing it all to everyone's eyes. He's the emperor, yeah, with no disguise, stripped down by his own pride. So here's to the lesson, let's give it a toast to emperors walking in nothing but boast. Join Carlin's cult and open your eyes. She's here to expose James's epic lies.
Well, hey guys, I've had a little bit of an interesting day. How's it going for everyone else? You know, Thursdays, I typically fucking love Thursdays. You know, it's funny. I always tell myself before I do a show, I'm not going to swear because I know some people don't like it when I swear so much, but I swear like a sailor. It's just been like all my life. And then I tell myself like, Carlin, you stop swearing so much. And then I swear within 30 seconds of the show starting. Hang on. Of course. Yeah, so Thursdays are like my favorite day of the week because, I mean, honestly, it's just such a quiet day for me. I don't have other commitments. I can just like get up and focus in on what I want to do. And I do the show obviously at 5, but it's just like a really kind of like, it's a work day. It's just like a nice little reprieve in the midst of insanity that is the rest of my week. And so I was all motivated today. We had a great episode yesterday all about the punk origins of queer, and I was like up late last night researching stuff, and I was putting stuff together. I found a whole bunch of cool stuff. I was really inspired by it. I thought it was so cool, and we hopefully are going to get into some more of that today. And yeah, the James song was originally performed by James Dean. Thanks, Brent. Thanks, I appreciate it. And then I woke up and found out James Lindsay was calling me a groomer. James Lindsay is accusing me of grooming. Why is he accusing me of grooming, you ask? Because James is really, 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 really pissed off that I'm talking to James's 28-year-old stepdaughter. And you know what? People might not like that I'm talking to his 28-year-old stepdaughter, but the mere fact that she is actually 28 years old kind of, at least to me, says that I can't really be grooming her. Also, the fact that I'm straight and therefore have no sexual interest at all in James Lindsay's daughter. That also, to me, what exactly am I grooming her for? I wonder. What exactly am I grooming her for? I guess, well, maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out in the course of this stream. So we're going to go through some stuff. I'm going to show you guys what's going on. And then maybe if we have time, we'll actually be productive. But sadly, this is where we have to spend our day today. I wish it was something different. So we're going to start here. So yesterday, exactly, like I'm only 29 years old. Like, come on. Yeah, they're mad because she spilled the beans on James. That's exactly right, Reagan. So yesterday, I thought I had peaked. I thought I had really peaked when James put out a tweet yesterday calling me fatherless. You know, well, I mean, I am kind of a cult leader. I have my own show called The Cult. I am kind of a cult leader. I don't mind. How do I get that big again? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Let me make this, see if I can make this bigger. Meow. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Well, I guess that might be as big. Oh no, now I've messed up my whole screen. Oh no, you guys can't even see what I'm editing either. Okay. Well, that'll have to do. There we go. So I am kind of a cult leader, aren't I? Because I do have, you know, my own show called The Cult. Actually, I should have just left it the way it was. Hang on, I need to change this back. I should have just left it the way it was. Because you couldn't even see my website addresses. We'll just have to zoom in a little bit, and everyone will just have to live with the zoom. There we go. Okay. So yesterday, James called me fatherless. And I thought that that was a really interesting lie to tell, considering that my parents were together my entire childhood. I saw my father almost every single day of my life. He was always sitting in the living room watching TV, reading a book, hanging out. I was forced to go on weekend ski trips every single weekend of my life until I was like 16 to spend quality time with my parents. And it wasn't just one day over the weekend. It was both days because we lived in Vermont and my father wanted to get all the money he could out of those season passes. So I had to go skiing both days every weekend, no matter how cold it was, to have family fun bonding time. I became a really good skier, by the way. I was like a really good fucking skier. This fun fact, you might not know that about me, but I really was. I was a really, 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 really good skier because we had to go skiing all the time as a family bonding activity. My father was at all my band recitals. My father was at all my graduations. I don't know exactly how I became fatherless all of a sudden in the eyes of James Lindsay, but I thought that that was just an interesting little incident that happened yesterday. Yeah, you thought James couldn't get any lower. You thought it couldn't get any worse. Au contraire. And then yesterday, Frank is one of James Lindsay's henchmen. He's one of James Lindsay's friends. And James uses Frank because Frank is an unhinged retard that only recently got off of psychiatric medication after being on it for 20 plus years. And the reason I know that, and I'm not releasing private information, the reason I know that is because Frank has tweeted publicly about it on multiple occasions, how he just recently got off of like really strong psychiatric medication that he was on for a really long time. So Frank isn't altogether there. And because of that, James uses Frank to try to attack me. And Frank does it all the time because all Frank really wants is attention and validation from James. And so Frank posts stuff like this about me like all the time. At first, Carlin Borisenko's obsession with James Lindsay was an amusing case in daddy issues. But after discovering she's been communicating with his daughter to undermine their relationship, I'm seriously worried this is crossing into stalker territory. Earth to James, come in James, you cannot groom a 28-year-old adult. So James responded to this. No, different one. Oh, that's a different post. Hang on. Which one did James respond to? This one. Okay. Frank also said, so when Frank said this, when Frank posted this yesterday, I responded, here are the messages I sent James Lindsay's stepdaughter after she was mobbed by people and called horrible names. James could have gotten in touch with her to see if he was okay and didn't. It's not my fault he didn't check in. And I also posted the messages publicly. Let's find them real quick. That's not it. That's not it. Okay. That's not the one I'm looking for. But here are, okay, so let's back up for a second. Let's back up. What the fuck happened? So, on January 8th, James Lindsay's stepdaughter, who went by Britta Bong Water on Twitter, started posting that James was in an open marriage. And I had no idea who this person was. I had never spoken to this person in my life. I had no idea that this account was James's stepdaughter, but this account had been saying for a while that they were James's stepdaughter across multiple tweets over the course of years. But on January 8th, people started like actually listening and actually paying attention. And so here is James Lindsay's stepdaughter responding to this person. Does your stepdad have biological children? No. Is he married to your mother? Yes. Does your mother date other men? No. Do you have an OnlyFans? No. Thank you. How is it an open relationship? They are both welcome to see other people, but only my stepdad does. I've been no contact with them for 3 years, so I don't know if that's changed. We can see here, James Lindsay's stepdaughter posted, my mom only has eyes for him. He's the one partaking in the open marriage, hence why I said one-sided. She is 28 years old. She's almost 30. Here she says, my mom used to spend a lot of time talking to me about their open marriage, more than I needed to know, to be honest, but it's true. Once James got famous, lots of young women were barking up his tree, and probably still are also old women, also older women. That's about her politics. By the way, she's not a leftist like we originally thought she was. She's actually really against like grooming kids. Okay, here's where she's saying, someone really took the time to make a cartoon of my stepdad hanging himself. Obviously, I disavow all of this. I'm just using that to show you that she's calling James her stepfather. Here we see her responding to a video of James with his sword. Here's my stepdad. Believe me, I've watched him do this more times than I can count. LOL. This is James talking about how he brought his bisexual daughter to vote for Clinton with him and how they checked out chicks' asses together. And then she responded saying, I'm the bisexual stepdaughter. This is James and James's wife, which is her mother. And she responded, so that's my mom. Not really sure why you think it would be okay to post this. Diss James all you want, but inappropriate to say this about her. This was her, and this is when I really started to believe this was actually her. This was her in March of 2024, so almost a year ago, before anyone was paying attention. No, Clinton in 2016. Before anyone was paying attention, she said she's commenting on James's book, The Queering of the American Child, and saying, this is the book he co-wrote. I truly don't understand because he was always supportive of me being bi. So January 8th was not the first time she identified publicly as being James Lindsay's stepdaughter. It was just the first time that people started listening to her because she was posting about James being in an open marriage. So she also posted this 10 months ago. I went no contact with my mom at the end of 21 and he stopped talking to me when I did. My sister went no contact with him, with them both before I did. In my opinion, from what I've observed and know about him, is he follows where the attention and spotlight goes. I'm bisexual and he was always supportive. He was liberal leaning for as long as I can remember. We were very proud of him for the grievance studies, but he began to get attention from it. And the more he got, the more he changed. He was genuinely became one of those people he used to make fun of, but I don't believe he really believes anything he's saying. I think he knows if he uses big words that conservatives like, they will flock to him and praise him because it sounds smart. Why does any of this matter to you? Well, it matters to me because James is literally calling me a groomer on his timeline as of 3.5 hours ago. So that's why it matters to me. Try very hard to catch up. So that is James Lindsay's stepdaughter. And I believe there's also stuff in here. Hang on. That's about her politics, open marriage. Oh, also, and this is relevant to the story, James Lindsay's stepdaughter used to have an OnlyFans. She had an OnlyFans back in 2021 during the pandemic because she needed to pay rent. She does not currently have an OnlyFans. However, the reason this is relevant and the reason that I started talking to James Lindsay's stepdaughter in the first place is because there is an asshole on Twitter named Patrick Casey. Now, I've had run-ins with Patrick Casey before. Patrick Casey is an extremely toxic right-winger, like dissident right-winger, almost to the form of being like actual like neo-Nazi, like that far. And listen, I hang out with some far-right people. Patrick Casey is not someone I want to be around ever. Patrick Casey found out that James Lindsay's stepdaughter used to have an OnlyFans, and he started posting that James Lindsay's stepdaughter was an OnlyFans whore. That post got over 1 million views. When Patrick Casey started going after James Lindsay's stepdaughter for having an OnlyFans for a couple of months several years ago, everyone started attacking her. Everyone started going after her, going into her replies, calling her a whore over and over and over again. It's another family's business. Except genius, when I'm being called a groomer. We're going to get a lot of these guys here today. Let me just get over to my Twitter account so I can ban this retard so I don't have to see them anymore. So, where is it? Here it is. So, I started watching this happen in real time. And I was like, holy shit. And you guys can go back and watch the stream I did on that day because I was talking about this on the stream. I said, holy shit, this girl has no idea what she's stepped in. She has no idea. And I said this was going to happen at the time. There is literally a clip of me saying, I'm absolutely going to get in trouble for this, but I'm trying to do the right thing. So I reached out to James Lindsay's stepdaughter in DMs, and I'll show you what those DMs said in just 1 second. Let me just ban this asshole over on Twitter who is causing me problems in the chat. So I basically saw this girl getting attacked, and I was like, you know what? Like, I've been through this before. I've literally been through this before. I've been through this before when I just thought I was posting online for fun, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm about to block that asshole. Delete. Block. Goodbye. And now all your chats have been deleted, bro. All your chats have been deleted. And now, if Twitter wants to cooperate, you are now banned. Goodbye. So, I saw this girl getting attacked. I know what it's like to get attacked online. I've been attacked many times like this. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send her a couple messages. And I had no expectation that she was going to respond. But I felt some obligation to basically say to her, like, are you okay? Like, it's going to be okay. I know you got a lot of shit coming into your feed, but it's going to be okay. These are screenshots of the messages that I sent to James Lindsay's stepdaughter when I watched her being attacked by hundreds or thousands. I don't even know how many people were coming into her replies calling her a whore over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I said, listen, I really appreciate you spilling the tea on James because he spread rumors about me for years and has caused me a lot of problems. But I don't know if you understand how much attention you might be getting from people, how much attention you might be getting from posting this stuff. both from his audience and from people who hate him, which a lot of people do right now. Be careful who you talk to and who you trust, me included, because there are a lot of people who will try to use you. And if it gets bad, just private your account and get off the platform for a while. You can make all the noise stop just by logging off. And I said, good luck, Carlin. And then I said, she privated her account after I sent her that. And then I followed up just a couple hours later saying, a lot of the people who don't like your stepdad are unfortunately very toxic. Patrick Casey is like one step away from being a neo-Nazi. A lot of the people calling you a whore are on the extreme right and are going after you to try to get to James. I know this is hard, but try not to take it personally. It will all die down. Locking your account was the right thing to do. Just let it blow over. Hope this helps. I was trying to actually do the right thing. But the thing of it is James Lindsay and his horde of unhinged lunatics, they're trying to craft this scenario where they're telling everyone, Carlin is a cluster B narcissist. She is a psychopath. She is mentally ill. She is a narcissist. And they literally do it in that voice and in that tone. And isn't that convenient? Because if they craft the narrative that I am a narcissist, what that means is I'm not allowed to do anything nice ever. And that anything nice I do is just a manipulation. In exactly that tone of voice. So they basically said that because I was reaching out to try to be nice to this girl, there's no way I was actually just trying to be nice, because I've been on the receiving end of outrage mobs before, and I know what it's like, and I don't like seeing it happen to other people. No. Carlin couldn't possibly have been being nice. Carlin was trying to manipulate her. Now, here's the question I have. Here is the question I have. Why the ever-loving fuck didn't James Lindsay contact his stepdaughter after she was getting attacked and called a whore all over Twitter? Because, listen, man, I'm not a parent. But I'm going to guess that if I was a parent or a step-parent and I saw my stepdaughter that I had raised getting attacked and called a whore all over the internet, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick up the fucking phone and call her. Even if I'm pissed off. Even if I'm pissed off that she spilled the tea about my open marriage, I'm still going to pick up the phone and call her. James never did that. I don't have his daughter's number. There's no way I can pick up the phone and call her. I sent her a DM on Twitter that she didn't have to respond to. James didn't call her. James didn't text her. There was nothing. And so, I'm sorry, but I am not going to buy into this narrative that I did something wrong or incorrect by reaching out to her and saying, it's going to be okay, just lock your account, go private, whatever. Just let it pass, it's going to be okay. I did something to try to help her when she was being attacked, and James did nothing. He did nothing. But I'm the bad guy? I'm the bad guy that's trying to drive a wedge between them? Bitch, please. Now, what happened after the daughter posted this thread is that she got harassed so badly. Let's find a good one. She got harassed so badly that she ended up changing her account. Essentially, she has a completely different account now. She has a completely different name. Am I still talking to her? Yes. Am I not? Am I going to give out what her new name is? No, absolutely not. There is no universe. There is no universe in which I'm telling people what the current name of her account is. Okay? But she did respond to me and we chit-chatted back and forth. I never asked her for any information, but she offered a lot of information. I now know a lot of information, not all of which I have put out there, James. And you know what? James Lindsay's stepdaughter is 28 years old. And she's a nice girl. And I haven't asked her for shit. And I think to a certain extent she's using me to get it back at James because she knows that I'll post stuff. But again, we're talking about a 28-year-old. She's not a child. She's not a teenager. Her brain is fully developed. She can make her own decisions. So fast forward a week. And we have James's attack dog, psychiatric drug addicted Frank McCormick, talking about how I'm in serious stalker territory. We then have Frank saying, Carlin's messages to James Lindsay's daughter are incredibly disturbing. Carlin does not care. Rather, she is love-bombing her in order to create an emotional bond that she can then exploit to hurt James. This is what grooming a young adult looks like. That's not true, Brian. Everyone's brain is more or less developed by the time they hit 25. That's just not true. So me being nice to James's daughter is now considered to be love bombing and grooming because they don't like that I'm talking to James's stepdaughter and I know all sorts of information about James's open marriage that he forced his wife to be in, that his wife doesn't really want to be in, that the wife complained to the stepdaughter about because James just wants to bang his groupies, and so he forced his wife into a one-sided open relationship where James can go around to every event in the world and bang anyone he wants, and the wife just hangs out at home and doesn't go see anyone, but she talks to the daughter about how much she doesn't like the open relationship. James is pissed off that I'm talking to his stepdaughter and he's not. And so, yep. And then James responded to, oh, Colin Wright! Colin Wright. I didn't even know Colin Wright responded to it. Remember, guys, Colin Wright is marrying Christina Buttons, who is a hardcore porn star. So, Colin, I'm just not going to take your moral judgment on this one, bro. You are marrying a hardcore porn star, so you can just take a fucking seat. Where the fuck is James's response? Here it is. Now, James's response here is interesting because James's first response to this is to say, Carlin just made this all up. So James says, Carlin lies so much about everything all the time that she could have just created her own sock puppet account posing as my estranged stepdaughter so she can make up whatever nasty stuff she wants about me, or maybe it's her. Who knows? That's not my life anymore. So I sent that to James Lindsay's stepdaughter. I sent that right over to her. Here's the message that I sent her earlier. And I took a screenshot of what James says. And I said, hey, apparently I'm secretly you now. And she responded, he clearly doesn't care about me from that tweet. Also, you can see on my account that it was made in 2021. So everyone who saw my account before it was locked down would have been able to see that. So it's funny to me that people think my account is fake. Like, yes, I'm just a stranger who had this account for 14 years, waiting and plotting to destroy James Lindsay. People are so stupid. It takes everything in me not to unlock my account so I can just argue with them. And I told her, don't fucking unlock your account. Stay quiet, because I can handle this shit. I don't want it blowing back on her, because she doesn't deserve this shit. She's not in this world, and she didn't know what she was stepping in. Now, Reagan also compiled this. That is one of the many, 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 many selfies that James's stepdaughter posted from her old account. So you can see quite clearly that's not me. And I'll bet all the money, and she looks a lot like James's wife, and I'll bet all the money in my bank account, James knows exactly who that account was, because she's had that account for a long time, so he knows who that account is, and he damn well knows that's his stepdaughter. So the very first thing that James did was lie, not there, and say, Carlin probably created that account. No, James, no. I didn't create an account that was your stepdaughter saying that you're in an open marriage. I did not create an account, James, that 10 months ago was posting about your book and not understanding why you wrote your book because she's bi and you've always been supportive. I'm not the one that posted this 10 months ago talking about being in no contact with James or James's wife. So no, it's not my account. It's James Lindsay's stepdaughter's account. And anyone with common sense knows that. Now, James must have thought better of this because he then replied a couple more times to his own post. Moreover, the stepdaughter. He's referring to his stepdaughter that he helped raise as the stepdaughter. Don't tell me I'm the asshole in this. Don't tell me that because I reached out to someone to try to help her, that I'm the one driving a wedge between James and his stepdaughter. James is literally referring to his stepdaughter as the stepdaughter. That's dehumanizing AF. Moreover, the stepdaughter estranged herself from me years ago because I supported Trump, and to the limited knowledge I have, she wants to undermine my ability to continue being supportive of MAGA and Trump and conservative causes. She could be lying and skewing things too. So now James is accusing his own fucking stepdaughter of trying to sabotage his work, and so he is lying about her online to 500,000 people. This is fucking gross. Most importantly of all of this is none of anyone's business. Well, your stepdaughter was the one that started posting it publicly, James. At all. Everyone trafficking in it is a bad person and should sincerely hope things like karma and hell aren't real. Yeah, I'm real scared, James. I'm real scared of karma. Because you know what? In this case, I did the right thing, James. You're being the asshole. And all sorts of other people responded too, and we'll look at some of their unhinged responses in a second. Let's see, what else do we have? And here, and I responded to one of the posts. I responded to a whole bunch of the posts. This person said, "This is utterly disgusting." And I said, yeah, I too think it's utterly disgusting that James Lindsay watched his stepdaughter, who is in her late 20s, get attacked online and didn't even bother to text her to see if she was okay, and instead spent his time attacking me. And now James is saying, okay, groomer. So, James, I have a question. Which is it, James? Which is it? Because in this post, James said I was lying and that I wasn't actually talking to James's stepdaughter, and that I was probably the one that made the account pretending to be the stepdaughter. That's how much I'm in James's head, by the way. So James says I made the account. It was never his stepdaughter. I'm lying about the whole thing. And then James calls me a groomer for talking to his 28-year-old stepdaughter that I have no sexual interest in because I am straight as a fucking arrow and I'm also married. And unlike James, I didn't force my fucking husband to be in a one-sided open relationship that he doesn't want to fucking be in. We are not the same, James. We are not the fucking same. But more than that, which is it? Did I create the stepdaughter's account myself? Am I lying about the whole thing? Or am I a groomer? Because you have to pick one, James. You can't have both. Either I just made the whole thing up and I'm lying about the whole thing, or I'm a quote-unquote groomer for talking nicely to your 28-year-old stepdaughter who you refuse to pick up the phone and call. Which is it? Am I a liar? Or am I a groomer for talking to your 28-year-old stepdaughter? Oh, he tweeted about me 8 minutes ago. Let's see. Breaking news update. James, are you watching right now, bro? I have no idea what James tweeted, but let's go and see. Oh, Logan Lansing. Deranged. Evil. Wicked. What did James say? Don't believe for a second that the groomer manipulating my stepdaughter is doing it out of kindness. She stated for herself from the very beginning that she's doing it specifically to extract malicious information about me. I hate that my stepdaughter is taken in by this feed. Hi, James. James, again, the ironic part, bro, is that I didn't even ask your stepdaughter for any information. And if you actually, James, why don't you call your stepdaughter and ask her to see all our DMs, James? Because if your stepdaughter shows you the DMs, because I'm not releasing the whole conversation, but here's if it, and I don't know, maybe I will someday if I need to, but here's what you're going to see in that conversation. I was being fucking nice to your stepdaughter when she was getting attacked on the internet, and because I was nice to her, she gave me information. I didn't ask her for the information. She just talked to me like a normal fucking person. And I gave her sage advice about. And you know what the ironic thing is here? You know what the fucking ironic thing is? I had a whole conversation with her about, like, the only people that do this are broken people. You have to put this in perspective. Don't take it personally. She fucking hates James right now. I'm just going to say it. She fucking hates James right now because of exactly what James is doing right now. She doesn't think that James cares about her at all. She's been talking to me in my DMs all fucking day, talking about how hurtful James is being to her. Because James's actions are proving to her that he doesn't give a flying fuck. And he was the person that raised her. And he's acting like a fool on the internet instead of just picking up the fucking phone and being a man and calling his stepdaughter. What else did he post? Borderline devaluation. Can you get a restraining order? No, because James is not in charge of what his 28-year-old stepdaughter does. Did he post anything else? Like, guys, like, seriously, really imagine this, though. James right now is claiming that I am grooming and manipulating his stepdaughter. And he's so worried about this. He's so fucking worried about me grooming and manipulating his stepdaughter that he won't pick up the phone and call her. If someone in my life was being groomed and manipulated by someone on the internet, James, and I loved them and I cared about them, I would reach out to them privately and say, hey, I know we may have had our differences, but do you want to talk about this? James has had over a week now since I first started chatting with his stepdaughter to man up and fucking call her or text her or do whatever the fuck he wants to get in touch with her, or to have his wife call her or text her or what the fuck ever. And if he actually cared, that's what he would have done. And if he actually thought that his stepdaughter, who he raised, is being manipulated by some narcissistic fiend, then he would have called her. Yeah, I'm not grooming James's stepdaughter for sex. I'm grooming her for the woke right. That's exactly. James's stepdaughter's like an anarcho-communist. Like she's not like a queer Marxist. She doesn't like any of the queer shit, but she's on the left. Like, she just is. Let's see. So that's James's current feed. What else do we have up here? Oh, James also tweeted earlier today, what's happening in my life right now is really sick, to be honest. Again, James, you have a phone. Literally, no one is stopping you from calling your daughter, bro. No one's stopping you. No one and nothing is stopping you. Or why doesn't he do this? Why doesn't James call the cops? If James really thinks that I'm an abusive psychopath that's manipulating his stepdaughter, why doesn't he call the cops? Why doesn't he do something? Why doesn't he do it? What James is doing is having a massive fuck off meltdown on Twitter because James is pissed off that he got exposed for having an open relationship with his wife, in which his wife doesn't want to be in the open relationship, and she would talk to the stepdaughter about how she doesn't want to be in the open relationship, and then that made it onto the internet. That's what he's really pissed off about. And somehow, this is my fault. No. No. These unhinged retards can all they want. I don't give a fuck. If I see someone being attacked online, when I've experienced that on more than one occasion, I'm going to reach out to them and say, are you okay, bro? Just let it go. It's going to pass. It's going to be okay. And that's exactly what I did, and I do not fucking apologize. Oh, this is Frank thinks this is helpful. So this is what James's attack dog is now doing. But the ironic thing is, I'm not telling James's daughter not to listen to her stepfather. I have not said once, don't listen to your stepfather. What I've said is, pick up the fucking phone and call her asshole. But no, this is the maturity level of James's audience. James doesn't have to call his stepdaughter. We can just tweet and 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 tweet. James doesn't actually have to do anything in real life because we're going to show that bitch. When James Lindsay says the woke right, he means anyone that's not a classical liberal and anyone that doesn't support Israel. Oh, Keri got involved. The good Christian Keri Smith. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the amount of bullshit that I've had to endure at the hands of this psychotic bitch over the past several years, you can head over to the Substack. The Substack is called Surviving Keri Smith. This Substack documents every single post that Keri Smith has ever made about me, starting in November of 2020, because Keri became convinced that I was her abusive mother, and then she spent the next several years tweeting about me all the fucking time until I finally started addressing the situation head on. And in the meantime, Keri spread so many rumors and lies about me that it was near impossible to do anything other than to document it to show people later. So if you want to see literally every single fucking tweet, this bitch, actually, let's go here. Every single fucking tweet, go, that this bitch has ever sent about me, we'll just scroll a little bit. You can see, oh, takes a minute to load apparently because there's so many files. You can see every single post this woman has ever made about me starting in November of 2020, and her obsession is still continuing 5 fucking years later. I'm not even a quarter down the screen yet. So you can find that there. The good Christian Keri, who, by the way, Keri doesn't give a flying fuck that James is in an open marriage with his wife that he forced his wife to be in so he could go fuck all his groupies. That's totally fine. According to the good Christian Keri, James is allowed to fuck as many groupies as he wants while his wife stays at home. Keri says, this woman is a degenerate, legit psycho, and a loser. Still, losers can wreak a lot of havoc, trying to pull people down to their level of misery. She spent 4 years harassing me and defaming me and harassing my pastor and posting our church address. I never posted her church address. Telling her audience to send both of us porn. That never fucking happened. Did I ever tell people to send Keri porn? I'm pretty sure I didn't actually do that. It goes on and on and on. Yeah, Keri. Yeah, it does go on and on and on. It does go on and on, Keri. It does go on and on and on. Your posts about me over the past 5 years have gone on and 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 on. We're not even halfway down the fucking page yet. Thanks, Stardom. 40 minutes behind, enjoying you Ben Shapiro speed. Yeah, Keri is curating the truth. Yeah, I never told people to send them porn. That's not even hinged into reality at all. The fact that I don't talk about it doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just, after 4 years, you barely notice it much. The advice you get, which turns out to be right more often than not, is just to ignore it all. But one day she's gonna cross a line with someone that can't be uncrossed, and I suppose on that day you will hear everyone come forward with their stories of what she tried to do with them. Pray for her, mark and avoid. The closest you've ever gotten to telling us to send Keri porn is getting on here and saying, fuck that bitch. Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's the first time I've heard about it, too. You find out so many interesting things about yourself on the internet. Keri, do you have any receipts? Do you have any receipts to back that up, girl? Do you have any proof? Is there a clip? Is there a tweet? Is there anything? Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, James is also retweeting people who are saying stuff about me. So look at this. James retweeted this 6 hours ago. This woman is one of Keri's friends. This woman in February of 2022 tweeted a clip about me where I was talking about the fact that I partially studied psychology to learn how to fuck with people, which I'm sorry is just a nice benefit. And I'm sorry I'm really good at fucking with people. But the fact of the matter is that the best way that you can fuck with most people is just by playing it straight. I'm going to say that again. The best way that you can fuck with most people, especially people on the internet, is literally just to play it straight. What do I mean by that? I have convinced James that I am psychotically manipulating and grooming his stepdaughter because I reached out to her and I was like, listen, are you okay? Here's how you handle being mobbed on the internet. I played it completely straight. If anyone ever sees the full DM conversation between me and James Lindsay's stepdaughter, and I want you to fucking clip this and fact check me, you will see that I didn't shit talk James. I gave her really sage advice about James. I gave her really sage advice about the internet. I was nothing but kind and perfectly nice. I played it completely fucking straight. And I would have no problem releasing the DMs from my part, but I don't want to put that on her, to be honest. Cuz again, this is not her world, and she kind of stepped in something, and James should have been there to guide her, and he wasn't. So people might not like that I know how to psychologically fuck with people, but if all I'm doing is playing it straight, and people on the internet become so unhinged and they make up these fantasies that don't actually exist, that's actually not my fault. That's their fault, because they need to get off the fucking internet, they need to go touch grass, they need to go back into the real world, and if they refuse to do that, that's on them, not on me. Sorry, too bad, so sad. Oh, check this out. So one of the things that happened, Ian Miles Chung is getting involved. She did fucking what? Carolyn is a narcissistic man. Look at all this. Oh no, Brick's suit has nothing nice to say about me. Oh no. Oh no. The man who became famous for wearing a brick suit at a Trump rally has nothing nice to say about me, guys. Oh no. Oh no. No, my life is over. No, not that. Anything but that. Oh no. Let's see. There's Poetry Painter. Where am I looking for, though? Oh, my God. This fucking woman. This woman is insane. This woman used to follow me on Instagram just to come into my comments and shit talk me about Keri. Anyway, let's go over here. Actually, let's just go into her replies. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. So, this person used to be a member of my community. We're going to have to scroll a little bit, I think. Hang on. This person used to be a member of my community. Actually, did she delete it? No. Oh, because it's not in the replies. Okay. Hang on. I need to start where she started. Okay. This woman started replying to Frank. So you see here. Okay, so here's Frank's post. This woman called Jewish Sass Queen started replying to Frank and said, as someone who was in her inner circle for a while, she's curating a cult. Now let's be clear. This person was never in my inner circle. This person was a supporter in my community that came to the community Zoom calls that I host once a week on Mondays. This is not someone who was ever in my inner circle, though. This person was never in any of my private group chats. This person was never trusted with information. She was just someone that came to the community Zoom calls, and I very much appreciate my supporters that come to the community Zoom calls. I'm not trying to shit on them. What I am saying is I do actually have like an inner circle of people, and she's not in it, and she never was. Okay? This is an Orthodox Jewish woman. She's younger. I could absolutely dox her if I wanted to. I know her first and last name. I know where she lives because she invited me to her wedding. This person never had an issue with me until October 7th. And then when I refused to denounce Israel, when I refused to support Israel, this person came into my community Zoom call and started lashing out emotionally because I refused to support Israel. And she started like making all these complaints and she like, they beheaded 40 babies, Carlin. You're not going to denounce them beheading 40 babies? And I said, that's propaganda. That's not real. And then she got all pissed off because I wouldn't accept the Jewish propaganda as real. And she had an emotional flame out. And then she left. And then she sent me all sorts of DMs berating me. And it's actually funny. I was looking at my Instagram last night because I ended up blocking her on Twitter because she was sending me so many DMs. Let me just get into my Instagram here. So when I blocked her on Twitter, she started messaging me on Instagram and berating me there. And I discovered she actually messaged me in October. So this all happened after October 7th in 2023 when she had a massive emotional flame out and then just started complaining about me everywhere because I refused to support Israel. Well, she wanted to get her final shot in on October 7th of last year. She said, gotta say, your intellectual dishonesty has been something to behold. Happy anniversary for you showing your true colors. Getting kicked out of your cult was the best thing that ever happened. And I hope more intelligent folks continue to either get kicked out or see who and what you really are. I ignored it because I just don't care. I'm not going to be emotionally manipulated into supporting Israel. It's not going to happen. So then she goes into the replies and starts talking about how I've basically formed a cult. Here's what she said about you guys. Most of the people in there, she means the community's Zoom calls, are people who have been hurt in some way or are socially awkward. She's one to fucking talk. She would emotionally lash out anytime someone said something she didn't like. She love bombs them and sends them to do her bidding, buy her stuff, and support her work. Have I ever forced anyone to buy my stuff or support my work? Have I ever emotionally manipulated anyone into buying my merch or supporting my work? Has that ever happened? One in the chat if I have emotionally manipulated you into buying a t-shirt. 2 in the chat if I have never emotionally manipulated you to give me money. Let me see. If you think I've emotionally manipulated you, please stop giving me money. Like, honestly. Yeah, let's see. I'm allowed to have a merch store and make cool stuff people like to buy. 2, yeah, I manipulated you guys by making good merch. 2. No, that didn't happen. 2. Yeah, I broke your arm trying to get you to buy stuff. 2. I'm grassroots funded. I'm funded when people like what I'm doing. Yeah, your black magic will not work. Yeah. It's only that I make really cool merch. People wear my merch voluntarily. Oh, I use my feminine wiles to manipulate you. Oh my god. You've never been hurt? I sometimes give 25% off specials. Yup. I made a fucking awesome dragon shirt. Yes, I did. Yup. You manipulate as much as Rocky Kanaka does. He sits with the dogs. Yeah, I manipulate as much as that. Yep. I mean, sometimes I just make compelling merch. I don't think I've ever love bombed you. In fact, I do the opposite of love bombing. Yep. But Frank responded to this and said, "This is a really interesting take." And James says, "I've heard that from others too. I've heard she's creating a cult." By the way, if you would like to buy some of my merch and really piss all these people off, I am actually running a 25% off sale in the Unwoke Art Store right now. I have 2 new designs in the Unwoke Art Store, and per tradition, when I launch new designs in the Unwoke Art Store, which you can access by going to unwokeart.com, we do 25% off all the merch on those designs for the first week. The big seller has been the new Be an Outcast design, which comes in t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, tank tops, bags, tumblers, glasses, journals, prints, framed prints, and the t-shirts are so cool because they're all heathered, and I've never done heathered t-shirts before, but I just thought it went well with the design. They're in all sorts of colors, and I love this design. I'm gonna get this one. I even love this purple one. I don't normally like that type of purple. I love this one, the gold. It looks so fucking cool. So that's one of the designs you can get for 25% off. We've also got this fascist definition of the design, which has the original definition of fascist from 1921. The original definition of fascist was to oppose Bolshevism. And you can get that on t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, stickers. You can get it on a bag, all sorts of cool stuff. And of course, we have all my other designs that are awesome. I have the best anti-communist merch on the internet. James is really, really, really jealous because my merch is so much better than his. And I have a lot of cool stuff. And you can buy almost anything. And capitalism is fucking awesome. I'm way better at it than James is. You want to go buy a shirt? Everyone should go buy a shirt. Do you guys know how you're really gonna? I'm gonna emotionally manipulate you guys into going and buying a t-shirt. Because if you go and buy a t-shirt, you're really going to piss these assholes off. You can buy a mug. You can buy a pint glass. You can buy a shot glass. You can buy a journal. There's all sorts of shit you can buy. So if you want to do that, it's unwokeart.com. Lots of cool shit. Let's see. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Has James tweeted anything else? Let's see if James has tweeted anything else. And then we're actually going to do something productive. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, he's retweeting people. Let's look at some of the replies. Being nice to this person I'm manipulating as long as she keeps letting me extract information from her. Yeah, okay. Again, James's stepdaughter voluntarily gave me all the information. I didn't even ask for it, so. James is just upset because I know things. Oh, the Jewess. The Jewess. This woman hates being called the Jewess. For argument's sake, let's just say she was reaching out. Why is that any of her business? It's my business, Jewess. Because I've been attacked on the internet. I don't like seeing other people be attacked on the internet. And maybe you should be asking James why he's not calling his stepdaughter. Yes, the Jewess. That's what we call her because she is. How much do I know about James that I wish I didn't? Yo, you know what? The best information I have about James, it didn't even come from his stepdaughter. I know one of James's mistresses. The most information that I really wish I didn't know about James, I didn't get from the stepdaughter. I am friends with one of the women that James was fucking. And what she told me is that the other women that James was fucking, they really pissed off James's wife because the other women that James was fucking were trying to emotionally manipulate James to get him to leave his wife. They were basically trying to break up James's wife's and his marriage because they wanted him all to themselves. But the one mistress that I talked to, that I knew, that I've known for a while now, that I wasn't sure was fucking James, but I kind of suspected it. And then when all the news came out, she kind of confessed that, yeah, they were fucking. Because I've heard about these rumors about James for a long time. So the mistress that I know, the wife liked her the best because this mistress didn't try to break up the marriage between James and his wife. And James and his wife have scheduled time together where all the mistresses are not allowed to contact James because it's just their private cuddle time. And this particular one never tried to disrupt the private time that he had to schedule with his wife so he could give his wife undivided attention among all the time that he was spending fucking his mistresses. I also do know the size of James's penis, and I really wish I didn't know that information, but I do. And I'm not going to share that. Not going to share, even though I do know. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, Melanie Bennett. Oh my God, the woman that watches my content to clip my content as I'm live streaming it and then sends it to James is in on this because she got exposed because Melanie Bennett isn't very smart and she has to copy my content in order to sound smart, and then we excommunicated her from that. She's a malevolent predator and probably should not be allowed to participate in civil society without consequences. What consequences do these people want me to have? Someone was telling me, I saw someone in James's replies saying, it's illegal for Carlin to talk to your daughter. No, it's not. She's 28 years old. 28 years old. I don't even know most of these people. Oh, Lady Maga. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, Lady Maga. I was supporting you with the Groypers and everything. That's too bad. All right, no more fun time with Lady Maga. That's fine. That's fine. perhaps safety can get involved in some way. It shouldn't be acceptable for mentally disturbed people to use the platform to stalk. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. I'm going to end up having to release the DMs with James's stepdaughter, aren't I? That's really going to piss me off. I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. James's stepdaughter DM'd me earlier, and she said, he is definitely far. Okay, so I had said to her, we were talking about Patrick Casey, and James's stepdaughter was really confused. So here's what James's stepdaughter said earlier today. It's really crazy how they won't let go. Bubba, no, that's not the one I wanted to read. Hang on. One of my friends sent that post to me earlier, and I was like, undermine our relationship? Like, what relationship at this point? 3 years without a single message from him. Not even a text. So I want to emphasize something. It's not as though James can't contact his stepdaughter. It's not as though James cannot contact his stepdaughter. James is refusing to contact his stepdaughter, and the stepdaughter's in my DMs going, James, you're accusing Carlin of trying to undermine our relationship? Hang on. Let's go to that post really quick. Where was that post? Is it that one? She's been trying to undermine their relationship. So James's stepdaughter says, my friend sent that post to me earlier, and I was like, undermine our relationship? Like, what relationship? 3 years without a single message from him. Not even one text. There's also a comment under there where someone called me a troubled soul. I'm actually doing the best mentally right now that I have been my entire life. And unfortunately, James's stepdaughter's still being massively harassed online for the OnlyFans stuff. By the way, P.S., the thing that James's stepdaughter is actually most confused about is she is still, to this moment, being harassed online about the OnlyFans stuff. And James doesn't give a flying flip that people are harassing his stepdaughter about the OnlyFans stuff and posting photos of her that they shouldn't even fucking have. James doesn't care about that. James doesn't care about any of the people attacking his stepdaughter. The only thing that James cares about is using this, where is it? Is using this to harass me. And so if you want to talk about who's undermining the relationship between James and his stepdaughter, that would be James. She had an OnlyFans in 2021 for a couple of months. She needed to make rent money. She hasn't done it in a long time. And by the way, I don't like OnlyFans. I don't like porn in general. I think people know that. But when someone stops doing OnlyFans, that's actually a positive thing. It's a positive thing if a woman gives up the easy money that she can make on OnlyFans and goes and does something else. That's a positive thing. But sadly, Patrick Casey and his asshole friends have been dragging her for over a week over the OnlyFans thing, and that's all they care about. And so she's getting attacked all over the place from that. She's had to make new accounts on all the social media platforms that she was on so she could be anonymous again. That's what she's having to deal with. James hasn't even bothered to call her and ask if she's okay. James isn't attacking Patrick Casey. James isn't going after any of the people who's attacking his stepdaughter. He's making it out to be that I am the big mean bully because I messaged her and I said, I know it sucks right now, but it's going to be okay. So from her perspective, James doesn't give a flying fuck about her because he refuses to call her. He refuses to intervene. He refuses to stick up for her. Instead, he's spending all his time publicly attacking me. James is using his own stepdaughter that he won't even talk to as a virtue signal. Now listen, man. I don't have the best of relationship with my father. My father was always there growing up, but I don't have the best of relationship with my father. And I got to tell you, this behavior hits very close to home for me because this is the type of shit that my father used to do to me. So no, James, no. You don't get to use your own stepdaughter to virtue signal and then make me out to be the bad guy. You can whine and scream and complain all you fucking like. I don't care, because the only reason you're doing this is your entire fucking career is crashing and burning, and you fucking know it. I can't wait for James calling his stepdaughter a Gnostic sorceress, trying to bring him down on behalf of the Gnostic coven funded by Oprah. Yeah, for real though. For real. So that's really all I have to say about any of this. Does anyone have any questions? These people are insane. I don't even know who most of these people are. Oh my God! This woman used to retweet my stuff all the time. Look at, they're making pictures of me. Yep. Yep. Well, a lot of people on the internet don't actually care about the truth. And it's the same old stuff. It's the same old stuff all the time. The same old outrage all the fucking time. And it boggles my mind that anyone who actually claims to care about protecting kids, they buy into this bullshit. You have no idea what you're talking about. You sound like left-wing media. You won't even acknowledge. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, yeah, everyone here is in a cult. Congratulations, you guys are all in a cult. And that's really all I have to say about the James stuff. Has he said anything more? But, you know, I will say this. Obviously, I'm on target with something. Obviously, a nerve has been struck. And look at this. James is just continuing to tweet like normal. Again, like, this is how you know James is full of shit. Because if he was actually worried about his 28-year-old stepdaughter being emotionally manipulated by the evil, psychotic narcissist, what he would actually do is be trying to get in touch with his fucking stepdaughter to make sure she's okay. But no, he's not doing that. He's just continuing to tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet and tweet. Okay, James, please try to get a restraining order against me. Please. Please, James. Can you get a restraining order? Please try. Please do it, Jimmy. Please do it. Because, James, if you try to get a restraining order against me, I'm going to walk into that court and I'm going to hand the judge a stack of every single tweet that you have sent about me over the last year. And do you know what the judge is going to say, James? The judge is going to laugh in your face because you are a public person with 500,000 followers on the internet that routinely lies and defames other people and engages in all of this internet outrage mob bullshit. And the judge is going to say, why do you keep talking about her if you want her to stop? And P.S., James, your stepdaughter is 28 fucking years old. You can't get a restraining order on behalf of a stepdaughter that you refuse to fucking talk to. Oh, you got my yard sign? I hope you love it, Silent B. Critical James theorists. Yeah, I really hope James tries to get a restraining order against me. Please do so, James. I have a massive archive of every single tweet that you sent about me. See, people wonder, people complain all the time, like, Carlin, why are you always making videos about James? Why are you always making videos about James? Why are you always making videos about James? Why are you doing all this stuff with James? And I say to them, if James wasn't talking about me, then I would have nothing to talk about. I have documented every single thing that James has said about me for the last year plus. I've documented it on video. I've documented it in screenshots. If James wants to try to go to court because he continues to lie about me and spew shit on the internet, and now he wants to pretend to be the victim in this whole situation, he's welcome to go ahead and try. Not one post about Patrick Casey, though. Not one single post about Patrick Casey, the person who spread all over the internet that James's stepdaughter is an OnlyFans whore. Isn't that interesting? And this is why you do not sell your soul for money or for fame. Too bad he can't just keep to himself and make better content. Yup, that's true. That's true. Let's see. This person has been stalking me for years. This is Carlin. She's not just reaching out or trying to be nice. She goes on and on her days about how James is my enemy. 100%. But we've certainly struck a nerve, haven't we? We've certainly... He's talking about... Look at this. Her husband is an immigrant... What? She's got me blocked, brother. Is there anything I can do? I hate to see this happening to you. I feel bad for her husband, too. Poor man can't keep her attention. She's obsessed with you. Yeah, my husband can't keep my attention so much that my husband had my attention earlier today. I'm just saying. Her husband is an immigrant, I think, so he doesn't have a lot of recourse. James, unlike you, I'm not running around fucking everyone and their mother. My husband and I still have lots of sex, James. And guess what? We don't need to schedule cuddle time because I'm always here, almost. And my husband works from home. And so we're always in the same house together, like 90% of the time. And the bedroom is like right across the hall, James. I can spend as much time with my husband as I want. He ain't starving for nothing. And my husband has been able to divorce me for 9 years and still retain his permanent residency. So no, James, my husband is not... Unlike your fucking wife, James, your wife is the actual person that is caught in the unrequited fucking marriage. Your wife, James, is the person sitting at home while you're running around to all these events banging the moms for liberty. It's your wife that's in the loveless, unrequited marriage. My husband is doing just fine, bro. He's doing just fine. Kind of seems like he's projecting a little bit, doesn't it? And you guys know I never leave my house because I stream almost every single day from the same place. Wow. He's so pissed. He's tweeting about the Groypers. Oh, other people are unfollowing James because he's in an open marriage and they're pissed off about it. I think people who gatekeep and invent terms to separate us and turn us all away are likely an enemy. Yeah, she's talking about him. So again, James is just fighting with people on Twitter like he always does. He's not actually that worried about his stepdaughter. Not actually. Who are you? I have no idea who you are. That person's a Jew. Yep. I don't really have anything else to say. Does anyone else have anything they would like to say about James? I think we're going to do the queer stuff another day. I do. So what I wanted to do, what I originally wanted to do is I originally wanted to watch that other queer documentary, but I'm not feeling up for it right now. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow for happy hour. We can watch some more queer shit. But does anyone have questions? Does anyone have comments? Does anyone have anything else they want to say for the good of the order? Yeah, let's do the queer stuff tomorrow. Yesterday's stream was super informative, Carlin. I keep thinking of the movie SLC Punk. Yeah, yo, I gotta go back and watch that movie again. Thank you for that. Yeah, yesterday's stream was fucking awesome. It was really great if people didn't watch it. He got exposed last week, Yasmin. Where were you? I thought you were going to be right there with the gossip. Don't I remember something a while ago? Wasn't the issue to begin with James's wife? Yes. So the issue to begin with was that James spread a rumor about me that I was trying to fuck him when I wasn't. And then James's wife got pissed off at me, and James's wife was apparently hate watching my content because James lied to her and said that I was trying to fuck him when I wasn't, which was ironic because apparently everyone else was trying to fuck James, but I actually really wasn't. And if people don't believe me, there's a stream on this channel where I go through every single DM that I ever had with James. There was no flirtation. There were no smiley faces or winky faces or fucking hearty faces. There were no invitations for drinks. There was nothing. I went through literally every single DM that I ever had with the man. Nothing. But James lied about me, and his wife hated me as a result, and that was the initial issue. All those holier-than-thou churches who have paid James are the ones enabling his serial adultery. I mean, that's actually the most ironic thing. Any organization that's paying for James to go and work with them, churches, Moms for Liberty, Turning Point USA, literally every single one of these organizations is paying for James to fuck around on his wife and bang the people in their organizations. And we know that now. So it is what it is, I guess. Now, he can call you psychotic and you can call him a slut who cheats on his wife. Yeah, I guess I can. Yes, Judy, I just put in the order for the founding member t-shirts. Yes, it is coming. It is on its way. Thank you for following up. Anyway. You know what, Melissa? Do you know what I've learned over the years? I have learned that eventually people always get their comeuppance. I've seen this happen. Listen, man, like I know that 5 years isn't a long time, but in the land of the internet, 5 years is a long ass time. And I'm like an OG in this like so-called anti-woke space. I wasn't around as long as some people. James was there before me, but I have longevity in this space. And I'm one of the few people that's been able to kind of build my own independent enterprise where I don't need to kiss the asses of any of these organizations. And the reason I say that is because when you're around something as long as I've been around this, you see that the people who deserve comeuppance will absolutely get it. It may not happen as quickly as we want it to happen. It may not happen in the way that we want it to happen, but karma always comes. And I really believe that what James is doing is just trying to deflect from the karma that's coming at him, because he is actively like blowtorching his own career with all this woke right bullshit. And no matter how much James pretends that everyone agrees with him, if you look in the replies of his tweets on an average day, ain't no one fucking agreeing with him. So I don't really care if James is flailing around like a dying beast. The fact of the matter is that my work is far superior to James's work. I have never had as many people supporting my work as I do today. And people are seeing it, and they value what I'm doing. And while I'm just chugging along, putting out the primary source evidence that I've been doing for years and years and years, James is having a massive fuck off meltdown. So what this tells me is that we all just need to stay focused. Everyone that's been clipping my content, that's been sharing my content, that's been coming to the streams, that's been supporting my work, we literally just need to make sure that we're not distracted by this bullshit. I think I didn't want to do this stream today. I wanted to do the Counter-Revolutionary Book Club today. That was originally what we were going to do. We were originally going to dissect a queer anarchist document today. But we need to stay focused. We need to be sharing information. I'm going to keep creating as much content as possible. I need you guys to help me get it out there as far as I can. And we do not fucking deviate. We do not stop. And if James causes insanity for a day, we take a moment to deal with it. But we know at the end of the day, he is a distraction. And he knows that too. Which is why he's doing what he's doing. He's riling up the unhinged retards of the internet, and they'll cause problems for about a day, and they'll and complain. They'll do their outrage mob thing for about a day, and we weather the storm, and we address it as I just did, and then you know what we do? We get right back to fucking work, and we focus on things that matter, okay? You basically rearranged my DNA when you told me what I thought was New Age is actually queer. Yeah, well, it's a lot crazy. It gets a lot crazier than that. All right, so is everyone on board? So that's all I got today, guys. We will be back tomorrow for happy hour. And, ooh, someone just ordered merch in my merch store. What'd you get? What'd you get? Let me show you what someone just ordered in my merch store. This is actually, this is a great way to end it. Let me play a clip. Let me play a clip to introduce what someone just bought in the merch store. Hang on. Here it is.
So their radical anti-government stance, and most libertarians, and yes, I'm going to just say it, are not actually principled libertarians. They are critical government theorists. Most libertarians are very susceptible.
Libertarians are critical government theorists? Can we just listen to that again?
Radical anti-government stance, and most libertarians, and yes, I'm going to just say it, are not actually principled libertarians. They are critical government theorists.
Critical government theorists. If you want to abolish the government, you are a critical government theorist.
Most libertarians are very susceptible to seeing any misuse of government power whatsoever and will get bandwagoned onto some extremist side. And it's very unfortunate, and I really wish they would stop doing it.
Libertarians are opposed to misuse of government power. James literally just said that libertarians will get upset when the government misuses its power. I'm sorry, let's listen one more time. I'm sorry, I have to. I'm sorry. One more time.
Radical anti-government stance, and most libertarians, and yes, I'm going to just say it, are not actually principled libertarians. They are critical government theorists. Most libertarians are very susceptible to seeing any misuse of government power whatsoever and will get bandwagoned onto some extremist side. And it's very unfortunate, and I really wish they would stop.
Libertarians get pissed off when they see a misuse of government power, and that makes them critical government theorists.
Doing it. They have
This is
such
great.
good philosophy when they can stay principled and clear on it. It's actually their philosophy of individual
I'll work on
rights, the
that.
protection of property rights, including
All right, so the person that just placed the order in the Unwoke Art store did actually order the new Critical Government Theorist shirt. This is a limited edition t-shirt that I'm doing with the classic Don't Tread on Me symbol, except instead of saying Don't Tread on Me, it now says Critical Government Theorist. You can get that t-shirt in black, or you can get it in gold, anarcho-capitalist colors. So that is what is up in the Unwoke Art store now. And that's just a special limited edition that I decided to do in honor of James. And while you're there, you can get all sorts of other cool stuff too, including the yard signs. Someone was talking about having a yard sign earlier. This is the yard sign that you can get, the Marxism is Evil yard sign. That's available in the store. And we just got lots of cool stuff. So you can see all of these designs are available on a variety of merch, whether it be t-shirts, hoodies, glasses, hats, signs, like whatever. You can really peruse it. And thank you. Thank you, good sir, for ordering the Critical Government Theorist t-shirt in honor of James. So that's all I really have. Oh, someone sent in a super chat. Hang on. It is all such a mess. How do we unite? We don't. There will be no uniting with James. No uniting with unhinged retards. Because here's the thing. There was a time when I really, really, really did respect James and his work. That was in 2020 and 2021. James is now completely retarded. James is completely unhinged from reality. And James is also completely intellectually dishonest. We do not unite with intellectual dishonesty. We do not beg people to do the right thing. We don't unite with people who have shown us over and over and over and over and over again that they care more about money and fame than they do about the truth. The very worst thing that we can do is unite with these people. Because although it might bring a temporary, short-term gain, it will ultimately bring a long-term loss. And we are playing the long game here. We are not playing the game for next month. We're playing the game for next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Our job is not to run a 5K. Our job is to run a fucking marathon. And to make sure that we have the stamina to run the marathon. And if you go too hard, or you get distracted, or someone fucking trips you in the first part of a marathon, there's no fucking way you can finish the race. You've got to protect yourself up front so that you can actually make it the full distance, okay? So James is a liability. I don't care what good work he's done in the past. He has now lost it. He has political masters. He is lying to everyone and their mother on behalf of Israel. Well, I'm not going to unite with his stepdaughter because I'm not gay, but I don't know. Maybe one of the Groypers wants to take the girl out. I don't know. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that? Not all the Groypers are in high school. I mean, I don't even know many of the Groypers are in high school. Many of the Groypers are in their mid-20s. Maybe one of the Groypers wants to take out James's daughter. Just when I thought I couldn't get any better ideas. Yeah, but we need to stay the course, guys. We are executing on the plan. We just full steam ahead. We tunnel vision. People can all they want. The people complaining are not our people. The people who are buying into James's bullshit are failing the IQ test. All we got to do is keep pushing forward. That's it. Okay? Eye on the fucking prize. Does anyone else have anything to say before we conclude? I'm watching the chat. So many mystery people watching today, yet not chatting in. Ha 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 ha. I suggest you name the phenomenon of men being corrupted by sex, money, and power, leading to moral decay after James Lindsay. We'll have to think about that, Adrian. We'll have to think about it. All right, guys, that's all I have. Thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you to everyone who's supporting the work I'm doing. Do not let the retards get you down. This is a sign that we are on the right track, and this is the sign that James is losing, that he's flailing about and acting like an unhinged moron on the internet. But remember, our battle is not won and lost on Twitter. Our battle is for the much bigger picture, okay? And so I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. We're going to do happy hour, and we're going to get back to work tomorrow. And I appreciate you all. Take care. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.
How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital.
That's difficult to answer.